Morning, I'm Ruffled Bricks and welcome to part 2 of this Jet Set Willy speedrunning tutorial. In this instalment we'll be picking up where we left off on this, if I may say so, damn fine any percent route as we head from the main stairway into the kitchens. A culinary den notable for being as long as it is empty, with the plucky exception of 8 chefs, all of whom are named Andre. After scaling those barren spice racks, we'll then take a little detour into
the nightmare room,
in which Willy's no-nonsense housekeeper Maria multiplies into a floating army of admonishment. Also, Willy turns into a pig with wings, but can't fly. Truly the nightmare to end all nightmares. Then we will scale the second largest tree in the mansion, before we finish this part off with the infamous Conservatory Roof. As with part 1, we'll also dip into a few explanations of game dynamics along the way, so don't be frightened if another version of me suddenly bursts through the side of the screen to spit out some minor Willy facts. Thanks, Bricks. Okay, you. Let's see if you can stand the heat. Let's go into the kitchens. So jump onto this platform, onto the platform here. You don't need to pause until here because this yellow chef takes a while to come down. And you can jump over the yellow chef when his hat is about level with this platform, or just under that is when you can jump over them. Another thing to note about this jump is notice that I jumped over the yellow chef from the middle square of this platform here. By doing that, you can jump over the yellow chef quickly enough that you can then jump under the pink chef as well. What I used to do in this room was I used to go right up to the edge of the platform like this and then jump over the yellow chef like that. And then the problem was then, like, it was impossible to get past the pink chef because they were too far down. So jumping from further back means you get there quicker. So up we go, onto the first platform, onto the second platform, wait for the yellow chef to go down, jump, and boom, like that. For the first jump of west of kitchen, this jump you're going to want to do literally within half a second of you being in the room. So it's quite a dangerous jump, this one. What we want to do is we want to jump over the pink chef as soon as he gets low enough for us to do so. And by doing that, we can then go across this conveyor belt, jump onto this platform and jump onto here. And if we've done this quickly enough, when we jump onto here, we'll actually be just quick enough to get below the green chef before they hit us. So here we go, jump. Now, notice there was a bit of pink colour clash on Willy as he did that jump there. And that is a good indicator of if you have jumped quickly or not. If you have jumped quick enough, then you'll see some pink colour clash on Willy's leg, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get onto this platform quickly enough, provided you jump at the edge of this platform. If you don't see any colour clash, you might have been too late with your jump. Not necessarily. You can still, there's probably about a frame, possibly 2 frames, where if you don't have the colour clash on you, you're still quick enough to get below the green chef before he comes down. But the colour clash is the best marker for this effectively. So here we go, we jumped over with the colour clash, jump onto this and then jump near the edge of the platform and boom, we are under the green chef safely before he came down. Again, this is significant because again, it's not just showboating this. What this means is that if you get underneath the green chef quickly enough, then you can jump over him and the yellow and pink chefs will be completely out of your way. I'm going to show you what happens if you don't manage that. So actually I was quick enough there again. Let's just say you were worried that you hadn't managed that. Like you didn't see any colour clash and you got cold feet. So you were like, okay, I'm going to wait for the green chef because I don't think I'm going to get under him. So what you can then do instead is you can get over him if you... Right, so you can jump over him like that when he is right near the bottom. But you won't reap the same benefits from doing that, because as you can see now the yellow chef's in a bad position, and here the pink chef's not in a great position either, and like you can jump under him, but it's again it's better off if you just wait in that situation. So that's why you want to get this jump in like that, because that actually saves you more hassle further down the line. Like that. So that's the quickest way of doing the that bit of the west of the kitchen. When you enter this part of the kitchen, I would say do this as a preemptive jump. And the reason you want to do this as a preemptive jump is because it will get you over this pink chef safely, like that. And also, if you happen to die later on in this room, there's a very high likelihood that you will for this jump over here. Then this means that when you respawn here, you are safely jumping over the pink chef again, as opposed to if you didn't do that, you might accidentally walk into the pink chef and lose more lives, which I've done on more occasions than I'd care to admit. Well, 6. That's what you want to do to set this up. So, preemptive jump over the pink chef. I'm just kidding, it was more than 6. You have to wait for the yellow chef here, so there's nothing you can do about that. And then this... brace yourselves for this one. The full stride position, this is notable for a couple of reasons. It tells you when you're on the last pixel of a platform. And this is going to be very important because in this game we're going to be doing another type of jump called an edge jump. When I use the phrase edge jump, what I mean is you need to jump from the very last pixel of that platform if you want to land at the correct position at the other end. So here is an example of an edge jump. So this jump here, from this platform up to this balcony here, this is an edge jump. So if you were to jump from 1 pixel back from there, like this, then you fall to your death, like that. So with that in mind, then you would need to go to the very last pixel of the platform. If you do a jump using the semicolon button, then you will land on the platform like that. So that is why edge jumps are important. Right, so this is an edge jump. And also this up to here is an edge jump as well. Once the green chef goes beneath us, we are going to want to jump up to this platform and then jump up to this platform before the green chef comes back up. So here we go, edge, jump, and as you can see, it's pretty tight, that window, in order to get that jump in. So let's see if we can get this again. So it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? So here we go, jump up and jump back like that. So that takes quite a lot of practice because you've literally got 1 pixel from when you turn around to get up to this top platform. You may recall in my Manic Miner speedrunning tutorial that I did a similar jump to that in Amoebatron's Revenge. This is a very similar premise, except the directions are reversed, so you're doing that right and then left on this occasion. Again, the reason you do that is because if you look now at the yellow and pink chefs, again, completely out of the way. Here's what happens if you get the first jump in but not the second. So there, let's just say you're a little bit too slow off the mark, and now you jump up here, and as you can see, look, the yellow chef, again, in a bad position. Pink chef's not in too bad a position, but the yellow chef costs you quite a bit in that section. So it's another one of those things where you do a dangerous strat in order to make the rest of it safer. But it will take you a fair bit of practice before you get it right. You are going to fall off this platform a lot before you manage that. And that's why I very heavily suggest getting that preemptive jump in on the pink chef. The hard part of the kitchen is over. We've now got a couple more things. So here, jump straight across and jump straight across here as well. And the thing with this jump here, as long as you have just gone straight across these top platforms and not paused at all, then you'll have no problems getting over this yellow chef. The only thing I'll say about this yellow chef, do not go to the last pixel of this platform, otherwise you will hit him. But any pixel before that will be absolutely fine for you to get across him. And then this here actually is not an edge jump. It looks like it is, but you've got 2 pixels to be able to get past the green chef here, so you don't need to panic too much about this. So here, just wait for him to go up, jump, vertical jump up, and left jump into the banyan tree to grab the ring. So you've gone through all of that effort just to get 1 item. So here we go. Through steps, jump onto the platforms, wait in the middle square, jump over the yellow chef, jump under the pink chef, wait, jump, pink colour clash, excellent, jump off the conveyor belt, up to the step here, jump back, and jump over those 2 platforms here. Notice I jumped 2 platforms at a time there. That does make things slightly quicker as well. Wait for the yellow chef to go up, and then jump up, like that. Over these chefs here, over these, and just wait for him to go down, jump, 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 and ring, like that. Next thing we're going to do is go into the nightmare room to the right, and what we're going to do is just walk to the right, wait for the yellow saw to pass to the left, jump out twice, and here we are. So let's talk about this room, because a lot of people find this room pretty scary, and that's because it is. There's a lot of cycles to memorize here. There's a lot of very thin platforms, like 1 square wide each, in order to dodge the various Marias and the foot that are bobbing up and down here. What we're going to do in this room is we're going to take a little bit of a shortcut across this. So whilst it looks like you need to go all around these platforms to get here, actually you don't. You're only going to touch 6 of these platforms in this room. You're going to start with this one, and then you're going to go onto this one for the second one. We're then going to jump all the way across to this one for the 3rd platform. The 4th platform then will be this one up here, which we'll jump to. The 5th platform is this green glowing block here, which is actually a conveyor belt. Fortunately, in this game, this conveyor belt pushes you to the left, so you'll then drop onto the 6th platform, which is where the pint glass that one of Willy's party guests decided to leave in here is sitting. And then we are going to do our 2nd death warp of the run. Which you can either do by falling onto the ground or jumping into Yellow Maria. Whichever you prefer. I prefer jumping into Yellow Maria because I just think it looks better. You'll notice that the way that all the rooms are built in the game is from squares. So everything is from a square that is made up of 8 pixels. This is good to note because in Willy's mid-stride position, in one of the mid-stride positions of his walk, this will put him absolutely perfectly in line with the square, and that means that if you were to have an enemy coming up and down on this side of him, or an enemy coming up and down on this side of him, then he would not get harmed by those enemies because that is a safe position. With Willy's flying pig form, you'll notice the positions are different from what he had, but there's only one position you need to note from his walking cycle here, and that is this one with the wing up position like that. When Pig Willy has got his wing up, that is the equivalent of being in the mid-stride position on these platforms. So that will mean you are safely on the platform so that neither of the enemies on either side of you can get you. And we're going to use that to ensure that we are standing safely on each of these platforms as we go along. But here we go. So this is what you need to do. So first of all, jump from the last square of this this section of yellow ground here. So this last square here, when you're about halfway along it, wing up position, jump onto this platform here, and as you see, we landed perfectly in that position there. Neither the Cyan Maria or the Magenta Maria are going to be able to touch us as they go past. We're going to wait for the heel of the foot to become level with this platform. All right, so as it goes down, and then when it goes back up, when the heel of the foot touches this platform here, that's when we're going to do our next jump. And we're going to do our 3rd jump immediately after that. You don't want to hold the jump button for this because you're going to need to move a couple of pixels along this platform to be able to do the jump properly. But you want to do that jump very quickly. And we're going to jump from here to here. So here we go. Jump across like that and go straight into the wing position like that. Now that looked really tight. It was pretty tight because I was a little slow unpausing the game. It doesn't have to be that tight. You can jump slightly earlier than I did and you will be able to make that. But as you can see, you have to very quickly jump from this platform over to this platform. And you can do that from the last 2 pixels of this platform. And you will land on this, and then you need to position yourself in the wing up position straight away. There's no jump that will do that for you. You need to walk straight across to get there. But as you can see, like, a lot of wandering around these platforms will no longer be needed if you can get that jump in. And then what that means is wait for cyan and magenta Maria number 2 to go high enough so that you can then jump from this platform. So you can jump up to this platform and then over to the conveyor belt like that. And then this will push you down onto the thing and then jump into yellow Maria and boom, you're back at the start of the level like that. So here it is all in one take. So walk across, jump at the first square, wing up position, then wait for the ankle to touch the platform, jump once, jump twice. Oh, and we overshot that time. So as you can see, it's a little bit difficult to get that position in correctly on that one. So you may have to try this a few times. But here we go. Let's try that again. So jump up, wing up position. Down goes the foot, up goes the foot, ankle, jump, jump. Wing up, perfect. So we're safe. 2 Marias level with that top platform, jump up, jump again, drop down, jump into yellow Maria and boom, death warp. That is a pretty difficult strat. I had to practice that quite a lot to get that in, but it is, as far as I'm concerned, that is by far and away the best way of doing the nightmare room. As if that wasn't a difficult enough room to do at this stage of the run. And let's be honest, we've already had quite a few difficult jumps to do thus far. We've now got the banyan tree. So what we want to do is we want to jump over the yellow saw and we want to jump up to this pillar. We're going to jump over this green motherboard, or whatever the hell it is, and land on this pillar in the left-facing mid-stride position. Because that, again, is a safe spot where you can't be harmed by either the demon or the motherboard. This is another one of those rooms where you're going to want to use your apostrophe button. It's an IC chip. That's what this is. Because, I mean, it's in a tree, so that makes even less sense. But I'm glad we finally had had some closure on this after all this time. Problem is, I've already done takes where I've called it a motherboard, so, like, it'd be silly if I call it an IC chip now. Maybe I call it the mother chip. That'd be alright, wouldn't it? What we want to do is, when this pink demon is low enough, so when it gets to the bottom of its cycle, we are going to jump to the right to get up to this blue ladder here. And then we're going to start climbing the banyan tree. So the position you want to start from in the banyan tree is here. So the mono leg position. It's about a square before you get to the blue ladder. And it's actually, as you can see, it's just above the colon in the timer of the game. And I'll show you why you want to hit that position. So, hit the position and jump twice using the apostrophe button. And then this will land you in the perfect spot where you can then jump straight onto the middle pillar, like that. So basically what happens is those 2 jumps will get you onto the edge of this pillar where you'll be standing in the left facing mid-stride position, and then when you jump again you'll land on this pillar where you are safe from these 2. Here we go. So jump twice, 3 times, and then when the demon is at the bottom, jump to the right like that. And you have to do that because if the demon is any higher than that, then you will actually touch him as you turn around, because when Willy turns around on that spot, he actually turns into the full stride position. So he ends up being 10 pixels wide, and a bit of his leg will be sticking out over the side of the pillar. And if the demon is not in the clear, then you'll end up dying and having to do it again. Whereas with the mother chip, you don't need to worry quite so much about where that is, because the mother chip will be right down near the bottom, and it's slower moving, and the sprite isn't as unforgiving as the demon's one is. So you've actually got more time than you'd think to jump over the motherboard to get up there. What we're going to do from that jump is we're actually going to do that as a turning quintuple jump to get up to a bit of tree. So here we are. Here's our left jumps again, like this. And then 1, turn for 2, jump for 3, turn for 4, and jump for 5. And that very quickly gets you up onto this platform from the Banyan Tree. So let's just say that you don't quite get to where you need to be quickly enough. You then just wait, basically, and you just have to wait for the motherboard to be out of the way and the pink demon to be out of the way like that. And just jump up accordingly. So a bit of tree. This is kind of easy, but this is also the first... Ow! Oh, I'm gonna have to keep that one in. This is a pretty easy room, this, but it's also the first room in the game where you can actually properly die. The one downside of how you respawn when you die is that if you fall too far in this game, then you lose a life. And if you fall too far between rooms, then when you die, you actually respawn at the top of the room like that. So you basically just end up losing lives and losing lives as an infinite death loop until you are dead. So that basically constitutes an instant game over. So be careful of those. You can also instant game over by entering a room in a way that results in you immediately landing on an enemy or trap, such as if you jump into this first landing platform from too far to the right. This is particularly something to bear in mind with preemptive jumps, as if you start them too early, then you may end up actively hitting the enemy you are trying to avoid and going back to square one. So yeah, these platforms aren't too hard to get around, but I'd say the first few times you do them, just be a little bit careful. But you can do them pretty quickly if you know, once you get the hang of it. Now, next thing we're going to do is if you get to this position on this platform here, then you can do a double jump. Where the first jump is a vertical jump, and then the second one, which is going to happen in under the roof above this screen, will be a left jump. So here we go, jump like that. So, and that will get you quickly onto this platform. Unlike a bit of tree, you can't actually instant game over in this section here because for some reason there is a kill plane underneath this platform. So if you happen to fall off it, then you actually just respawn at the beginning of the level again like that. That said, you can instant game over by doing a left jump into under the roof, as you'll then end up falling recurringly into the kill plane. What we're going to do here is jump onto this platform, this one that, as I said, we're doing a double jump onto. When the Swiss Army knife passes just above Willy's head, hold jump left for 3 jumps. So watch. So here we go, and 1, 2, 3, like that. That'll mean that you safely evade the arrow and the vanilla ice cream all in one go. So it's another one of those rooms that isn't as intimidating as it looks, basically. However, one that is our good friends, the Conservatory Roof. Willy has 8 lives in total. So you've got these 7 here, and then when these have disappeared, then there's like the one remaining invisible one as well. So the number of death warps you can actually do in the game is limited. And there are definitely more rooms that would benefit from death warps than there are lives that Willy has. Also, another thing to be aware of is that one of the rooms in the game has an item which you can only collect by dying, and that room is the Conservatory Roof. This item at the top left of the conservatory roof. Because of the way that it is positioned, there is absolutely no way to get that item unless you jump up from here into the pink trap that kills you like that. That means actually you have got 6 lives that you can use for death warps in this game, and then the one that you have to use for the conservatory roof. So the way that we're going to do this is this room has a conveyor belt in it. This white conveyor belt here pushes you to the right. We are going to do this room in 3 goes. So the first go, we will run to the end of this platform, jump up and grab the left-hand item, and we'll hit the pink baddie up here. When we spawn back here, we are then going to get this item and these 2 items. One more thing about conveyor belts is you can actually hold position on them. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. If you jump onto them from below and then hold the opposite direction to the way the conveyor belt is going, then as you can see, Willy remains stationary in that position. And only when you let go of the directional button will he then be pushed to the left. And then there's one more trick that you can do on conveyor belts involving the holding, which is you can also do that whilst walking. And that involves very quickly letting go of the directional button and then pressing it again. So, like that. So as you can see, like we walk to the end of the bath, I let go of it very quickly, and it stopped Willy in place like that. So I'll try that one more time. So walk across and hold like that, and that will hold you in position as you're walking along the conveyor belt. But if you are jumping on it and you're not quick enough, as you can see, then you end up being pushed back in the other direction by the conveyor belt. So you have to be like literally split second on your timing in order to make that work. So we're going to walk to the end of this conveyor belt, let go of the direction button and then press it again very quickly within like a split second, and vertical jump to grab this item. And then we're going to move a couple of squares to the right on the conveyor belt, and when we are underneath this smiling waving fella, jump and you will grab these 2 items in one jump if you've timed it correctly. So I'll show you those 2 first in one go. So here we go. So first go, jump up, grab second one, hold position at the end of the conveyor belt, jump up, grab those 2 items like that. And then the third thing we're going to do, run straight to the left and drop down underneath the enemy like that. Again, as long as you don't pause like on these green platforms here at all or anything like that, then you will get down there safely without the red stepper barging into you. So that is how you do Conservatory Roof all in one go. From this platform, drop right. Do not drop left. Drop right. And you will land in the top platform of the orangery. Well, Orange, you glad that part's over. Cheers for watching, and as always, I welcome any feedback in the comments section just south of this video pane. And please do check out my Twitch channel to catch my further misadventures in the worlds of speedrunning and beyond. In part 3, we'll be covering the easiest section of the run, where we get to bask in some of the more opulent areas of Willy's mansion, including his West Wing, his yacht, and his sentient ice cream collection. This video is over.